You are young,
I'm 17 years old.
you're ambitious.
When was the last time you watched a video and you thought, wow, the sound design is so amazing? Never? Well, I don't blame you. That's not the first thing that comes to mind when watching a video. But just take a look at this.
And you want to make it big early in your life. So in today's video, I'm going to reveal this.
What I see happen all the time with entrepreneurs, especially when they apply to acquisition.com.
Adonis seemingly has everything a man could want.
It's just weird. So today I'll show you 3 different examples of 3 big YouTubers using sound design to make their videos amazing, and also how you can implement these things to make your own videos 10 times better. Now, there are 2 main categories of sound design. There's the literal sound design and there's the fancy sound design. I came up with these names. Those are not the technical names, but who cares? The literal sound design, it's the enhanced version of real sounds. So in this case, like, there's a guy typing something, typing sound effect. There's fire sound effect. There's like somebody moving, cloth or whoosh. You get what I'm saying, you know? Then there's the fancy sound design, and this can be background music, which obviously in real life it's not that much a thing. Then all the other cinematic sound effects that you can use to enhance some parts, like bass drops, reverse tension, stuff like that. Now in these examples I'm gonna show you, we will see how these 2 types of sound design can be used differently, and also how you should use them in your own videos.
You are young,
I'm 17 years old.
you're ambitious. I worked my face off. And you want to make it big early in your life. So in today's video, I'm going to reveal the 7 principles.
His editing is great, by the way, but the way he uses sound design in his videos is just very extremely professional and great and good. In this intro, he uses something called contrast editing. As you can see, there's like him talking and there's like the black and white flashback, then again him talking, black and white flashback, and there's the contrast of the colors and also of the captions and the audio that's different. That's what you're gonna talk about, like the audio.
You are young,
You can hear that there's no music in this first
young.
sentence.
17
The
years
music starts here. The music starts here with the change of scene. And also, he could have let his audio same as normal, but he instead equalized it and added some reverb. Like you can hear that it's not natural, this audio is equalized and it has some reverb to give it that pop, to give it that contrast, to make it different from the audio from his normal audio.
17 years old.
You're ambitious. I worked my face off. And you want to make it big early in your life. So in today's video,
This point is very interesting. He could have just changed scene without changing the audio, like a lot of people do, like a lot of amateurs do, but he's a professional. He knows how to make proper videos, and what his team did is, it didn't change song, the tone is still the same. The tone of the video is the same because the song is the same. They just took the drop, the uplifting part of it,
early in your life. So
and timed it up with the start of the juicy motion graphics, and that catches your attention like nothing else. That just drags you in to the video. I used Adobe Enhancer to isolate the audio. It's not perfect, but it still kinda helps you understand.
You are young, I'm 17 years old, you're ambitious, I worked my face off, and you want to make it big early in your life. So in today's video, I'm going to reveal the 7...
Like, you can feel, it's not bad, it's still very professional and cool, but you can feel that you're not as engaged as in this one.
What I see happen all the time with entrepreneurs, especially when they apply to acquisition.com, you know, they've got $1 million in profit, maybe it's the bare minimum for us to consider for investment. And they're like, here's my idea for how I want to expand and how I want your help. I want to start all these new product lines.
I don't like his style of editing. It's not bad at all, but it's not the style I like. The fancy part is pretty inexistent. It's just like a beat in the background.
With entrepreneurs, especially when they apply to acquisition.com.
You can hear the beat in the background. You just have that to keep the pace and the flow, but then it's all literal sound design.
What I see happen,
camera movement,
what I see happen all the time with entrepreneurs.
Things pop out. You have pop sound effects.
You know, they've got $1 million.
Things move. You have moving sound effects.
Maybe it's the bare minimum for us.
For like every single thing that happens. Even here, like,
and they're like
change of camera.
And they're like,
there's a whoosh. There's a change of scene. There's a whoosh. There's a idea, ding. It's like for each thing that happens, there's a sound effect to convey that. It's a pretty simple way of doing it. If you don't know how to start to implement sound design in your videos, just look at Alex Hormozi and do the minimal necessary stuff with just whoosh and pop outs in all the necessary parts. Because I mean, just listen how it is without anything.
All the time with entrepreneurs, especially when they apply to acquisition.com, you know, they've got $1 million in profit. Maybe it's the bare minimum for us to consider for investment. And they're like, here's my idea for how I want to expand and how I want your help. I want to start all these new product lines.
So it just feels dead, you know? It just feels less alive because sound design makes your videos feel alive. Alex is a great example of simple sound design that's effective though.
Jeffrey is a low value man. He doesn't make enough money, he's not happy, he doesn't have a good body. He sees strong, successful men broadcasting their lives to the public and he just doesn't know where to start. Adonis seemingly has everything a man could want. The aesthetics, the success, the attraction from women, the respect from men, and yet Adonis keeps on working. He doesn't even think he's close to being done yet. He knows that life is one long game of progress. He sees Jeffrey struggling with his life and feels a great sadness. So many young men are like Jeffrey. They want to grow up and become successful and move out of their hometowns into the cities of wealth, but they've been raised without father figures. Adonis sits Jeffrey down and tells him about self-improvement and discipline.
Sound design is so important in this intro, and a lot of people don't realize, a lot of people like Jeffrey Adonis' intro and they're like, I want an editor who can do this type of animations. But what they don't actually realize is that a lot of this stuff comes down to sound design. If you didn't have these sounds, you wouldn't feel the animation the same. Like, just take a listen to this.
He is a low value man. He doesn't make enough money, he's not happy, he doesn't have a good body. He sees strong, successful men broadcasting their lives to the public and he just doesn't know where to start.
Now, obviously you can hear some of the sounds because it's not perfect, the isolation, but still, again, it doesn't feel alive because the role of sound design is giving more information about the video and making your videos feel real. And a great part of this is that the music, the whooshes and sounds, and like everything of the Jeffrey Adonis animations helps make the situation feel real, because like Jeffrey and Adonis are two invented characters, but they make a very good job, the editors make a great job on making them feel like real persons, like real people. Here is very simple. You have the literal sound design. Jeffrey said, you have the guy moaning and doing some sounds, like human sounds, because you want to convey Wojak as a human. Look, TV, you have a tape.
Broadcasting
you can hear the tape in the background
to the public and he just doesn't know where to start.
And also here is a great example of like fanciness.
Public and he just doesn't know where to start.
Did you catch it? Because this part of the song should be like da 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 da, but they cut a beat before the end of the song.
Where to start?
And they add this reverb to the sound effect of Wojak, like doing to create suspension. Because now Adonis comes in. So again, you're building the tension and you're building the contrast to then pop it, so explode it with the Adonis coming in. And also a very interesting thing you can notice, like, notice the music.
Man, he doesn't make enough money, he's not
here's one type of music. There's a completely then obviously there's a completely different type of music for Adonis. That obviously, as Iman Gadzhi did, it creates contrast, which catches your attention. But if you go slightly more, look,
he doesn't even think
music changes again, epic music. Then here, not even 10 seconds later, the music changes again. Then at the end,
Adonis sits Jeffrey down and tells him about self-improvement, and
you have this small piece of another score. So it's like the music violently changes, and if you were to listen to this music alone, it would feel weird. But in the context, even if the change of the music is pretty violent, it fits perfectly the situation. I mean, it's obvious to say that without the sound design of this intros, it would be like half as good, it wouldn't be nearly as popular as it is. Now, what's the main takeaway from these examples. The literal part of sound design, that is the ambient and all the other stuff, is nearly essential for high retention. Because just think about it, in real life you have 5 senses to get information about your surroundings, but when you're watching a video, you only have your sight and your hearing. You have to overcompensate for the missing information. So it's very important that both receive as much information of what's happening in the video, and the literal part of sound design is essential for that. It's essential to tell the viewer, look, this is what's happening. Then the stylistic one is also very important to make that beautiful line straight, but it's more based off your personal taste. Like, there's some people who like one style, there are other people who like another style. It all depends on how you want to make it, but it's also extremely important, especially if used properly. Now, this video was pretty simple, I know, but if you want to learn more in-depth stuff and also some specific tricks to implement so that you can make your sound design truly amazing, just check out my website. There you'll find some useful free content to improve your videos massively. It's completely free, just click the link in the description. Thanks. Now, if you want, you can also subscribe and click the like button. But either way, bye bye.